Good morning, tribe. Kit and I are out for our morning walk. There's Henry behind me and Kit in front of me. So we're going to just go take a little walk here in beautiful Chloride. We had a lovely evening. Somebody pulled up just before dark, about 40 minutes before dark, I guess, in a car. And it was an older couple. And at first I didn't know what they were doing. They ended up sleeping here. So, and they left a little while ago. But yeah, I had a very pleasant evening, nice and quiet. At one point I became a little bit concerned. It was about 8 or 8:30, I guess, and I saw their headlights come on, and they were messing around with stuff around their car, and I kept thinking, man, I hope they don't do that multiple times once I go to bed, because their headlights were shining like right down past my bedroom window. But they didn't, and everything was fine. And yeah, I didn't get a chance to talk to him because I was busy editing this morning. So we're going to just do a little walk down the hill here and get on the road. We're going to head back to Kingman this morning and hit up Walmart real quick. Got a return to do there. And I'll probably make breakfast in the parking lot there. All right, here we go. I'm walking down this hill again. And you can't tell how steep it is. It's pretty steep. I don't want to slip and fall. So I'll just say today is Sunday, April the 19th. And it is about 9 o'clock in the morning now. Temperature is probably about 65 degrees or so. It's beautiful. Just another lovely day. So the next time you see us, we'll be in the car. Thanks for being here. We're going to roll the intro, and we'll see what today brings.
Wake up with the sun in our eyes. Sally forth, no need for goodbyes. Journey calls us, roll the dice. Every mile a new surprise.
Are we ready, Kit? We ready, good boy? Tilt that down a little more. Get a little more Kit cam there. Alrighty. Well, we're going to say goodbye to this lovely BLM spot in Chloride. And we are heading back to Kingman.
Avoid road closures on I-40 East. You're on the fastest route. You will arrive at 10:13 a.m.
Okay. Good to know. Don't expect there to be anything coming from the right, but I can't actually see anything.
Turn left on County Highway 125. Head southwest.
So I thought about taking this road to the right to go back to US 93. I think it's 93. It's out here at the main road, 4 miles down from Chloride. But I decided I don't really want to do a bunch of unnecessary dirt road driving, and it's already 9:45. I've been up for hours. Edited a video, it's in the process of uploading. We've had coffee, we've gone for a decent little hike. And now, it's time to get busy. And realistically, it's going to be probably 12 o'clock by the time I truly get on the road out of Kingman, because I'm going to go return a thing at Walmart and make breakfast. Probably not in that order, actually. And I wanted to come back through town and show you this again. Apparently this hotel does okay.
Turn left.
Because, you know, there were a fair number of cars here yesterday and a fair number of cars here today. So there's a little motel over here on the left called, I forget what it's called. Elevation 4,022 feet, established in the 1860s. And the restaurant's pretty nice looking. They're the ones advertising the root beer floats, I see. So maybe the traffic's there for the restaurant and not for the hotel. No idea.
At the stop sign, turn left on the County Highway 125, Tennessee Avenue.
So when we walked around town yesterday, there was not a whole lot going on. Oh, it looks like the main mine shaft market might be open today, but they had their chance. I'm done with chloride. Say goodbye to chloride. We did enjoy our time here, though. I hope you did too. And I probably will not pick you up again until we are leaving Kingman. Because, you know, we've already seen this part. So this road that we're coming up to here on the left is called Mineral Park Road. And if we had gone down the dirt road from where we camped last night, this is where we would have come in. Might have been fun. Looks like that part of it's paved at least, so I don't know how long the dirt road section would have been. But I decided the pavement would be better, although the pavement is beat up enough that I'm not sure that that's true. And here we come into the construction zone. I think we're still about 13 miles from Kingman. Breakfast is complete, the dishes are done, the house is put back in order. We have completed our return at Walmart, and now we are heading for Route 66.
At the light, turn right onto Stockton Hill Road.
Okay, so we've got 20 miles, 24 minutes to our first destination, which will be a quirky stop. But when we get out of Kingman and get on Route 66 out of Kingman, I want to show you what that looks like. So,
At the next light, turn right.
I'll pick you up in a little while. We are approaching the airport, which is where we spent our first night here after leaving Quartzsite. It was an RV overnight stop. It was okay. There was a little more noise going on than I was really happy with, and it wasn't terrible. Most people probably would not be even noticing it, but it was a low-level hum all night long from, I think, fans running greenhouses, industrial, commercial greenhouses. And then intermittently I would hear kind of louder industrial type construction noises, I guess. No services next 100 miles. We've only got 60 miles on this tank, so I think we'll be fine. So yeah, I did not have a great night's sleep there, although I really enjoyed the distillery, and John and Debbie, his wife, I did not meet, although I talked to her on the phone, and Debbie, who was also working there. Very, very nice people, super fun time. Just not the most peaceful night's sleep for me. And that's for me. Your mileage may vary. So up here, coming up at this traffic light is the terminal for the airport. That's where the distillery is, back to the back there a ways. And you can, well, you probably can't see it now. There was quite a bit of industry back there. And that's on me. I should look a little more closely at the locations of some of these places that I choose to stay. And then the second night I stayed at Home Depot in Kingman. And of course, last night on BLM land outside of Chloride, you saw where we started from this morning. That was a super nice night's sleep. So I was very happy with that. Okay, we've got 13 miles to our first destination. I don't know if I'm going to show you anything else between now and then or not. This is the first time. I doubt that it'll be the last. But I want you to think about what Route 66 might have been like back in the day, back in the 30s, when this was not even paved. This would be just a dirt road at this point. And what do you see? Not much, right? I mean, yes, we got a little traffic now. But assume no traffic, because it probably wouldn't have been. It would have been unusual to see cars very often. I mean, think about how few cars we're seeing right now versus what that would have been like almost 100 years ago, or about 100 years ago. And we're still 15 miles from Hackberry. We're going to be stopping there as well, but we're going to make a stop before we get there. I just want you to have the opportunity to think about this in the way that I am. And imagine how much more difficult it would be 100 years ago. No means of communication, right? No cell phones, no infrastructure. So like even these telephone lines that are off here to the left, they wouldn't have been here. That's all much less than 100 years old. Yeah. Could be a pretty scary way to travel. You had to be brave. Had to have a fair amount of courage. A lot of spine. That's what I'm thinking. Let me know what you think. All right, well, here we are coming up to our first quirky stop. We are going to go check out Giganticus Headicus. Are you ready?
In 600 feet, your destination will be on the left.
Here it is.
Your destination is on the left.
Look, it's Giganticus Headicus. I got to figure out where I can park, though. Well, here we are, getting our kicks on Route 66 today. We got some quirky old cars and some quirky old art. Check that out. Let's get a closer look and see what, I guess it's a she since it's got big bout of boobs. Ah, look at this. A Route 66 shield on her leg. And abs. Oh, it's all Route 66. That's pretty cool. All right, I want to show you the thing we actually came here for, though. It's a giant wind chime here. It was chiming just as we walked out. But I didn't have the camera on yet. This is Wishing Bell Fertility. Ring for good luck. It's for sale for $2,000. No thank you. 928 phone number, that's Yuma. Huh. All right, I'm going to show you the thing we came here to see, though. Cool old truck. That's not what we came to see. Another cool old truck. Cool old car. This is all about getting our kicks, guys. Look at this one. But this isn't what we came to see either. Look at this piece of quartz. Isn't that pretty? Look at that puppy dog. Isn't he cute? But once again, that's not what we came to see either. There it is. It's Giganticus Headicus. Got the old tow truck pretending to be tow mater. Milepost 115. It says Radiator Springs, but it's not. Oh, I think I'm going to put a sticker up on the wall. Let's do that. Let's throw up a sticker, huh, guys? Why not? All right, we got it ready. And I think we're going to go right here. Yep, there it is. All right, so you know the drill. Come by, take a picture, send me an email, and I'll send you your very own sticker. There you go. Look at all of them. Let's see if there's anybody we know that's been through here. I'm not seeing anybody I recognize right off the bat. But plenty of people have been through here. So there we go. Oh my goodness. Is that your cousin, Kit? Is that your cousin? You want to see her? You want to see her? It's okay. It's okay. Don't be so chihuahua. Look at that. Hey, hey. You don't like him? Is he in your space? He doesn't like it when other kids get in his space either. Oh, but now.
Male and that's a female.
Hey, okay. That's not how we talk. Nope. Knock it off. Knock it off. Thank you. But you're pretty. I know she's a pretty girl, isn't she? Yes, she is. Okay, can you stop now? Can you stop, please? Thank you. How are you today?
Good, yourself?
Good. How you feel about being on YouTube?
Fine.
Cool. What's your name?
Big Al.
Big Al. Perfect. Tell me about Giganticus Headicus.
Greg Arnold did it in 2004, and it's been a landmark along 66 since then.
Okay, so more than 20 years now.
Oh, yeah.
More than,
He also
stop.
did all the artwork outside there.
Cool.
He owns this place.
And so he's still with us.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, now.
He's just been here. He just missed.
Oh, bummer.
And,
Would you please stop? Please. That's not what your fans want to hear from you. Uh-huh.
So, he's owned it for a long time, and we put a land office in here. We're sharing the building with the land office, so we're selling a bunch of land. And,
Cool.
so,
Now, is this one of those places where you can buy land and do pretty much whatever you want, or is this one of those places typically where there's plenty of restrictions?
It's all bare land out there.
Uh-huh. But are there like prohibitions against like just parking an RV and living in it?
Oh, no.
Okay. Because a lot of places there are.
You're buy it.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually a real estate broker, and a lot of places you can't do that.
Right.
You have to have an active building permit, progress on the building permit, and you can only live in an RV while you're actively building a residence.
Where's
In
that at?
most areas in the country, actually. Yeah, it's unusual to find places that don't have those kind of prohibitions.
Stop.
I know. You didn't think you. You need. Kit, could you stop, please? Nope. That's enough. Thank you.
So,
So how's the land business going?
well, that's up to them. It seems like they're doing pretty good. That's a whole separate entity.
Oh, okay.
I run the gift shop and
Cool.
so
All right. Well, thank you for your time, Al. We're gonna take a look around and see if
Please
something
do.
has to leave with
that's
us.
an actual Herbie right there, and the statue outside, and that's all scrap metal off his studio floor.
Oh, cool.
Well, yeah.
Cool.
Take a look.
Oh, a real Herbie. All right. Good to know. We'll take a closer look at that when we go out.
Look at the wheel wells, how they're cut out. Remember how Herbie used to have the little white tires?
Uh-huh. Yeah, there you go. All right, so we got plenty of Route 66 stuff here, guys. Including a Giganticus Headicus sign, if you want to get one of them. Historic US 66, you know my deal, though. I live in a little tiny RV. I don't really have room for stuff. It's just the way things go. So I don't get much in the way of souvenirs. But let's see if we can find a sticker. Well, that was cool. We got a sticker. Big Al and I did a sticker exchange. I gave him one of mine for one of his. And it says, the best head on Route 66, Giganticus Headicus. That was pretty cool, huh? And we're going to go ahead and continue down the road. You want to come along? We're on historic US 66 because my map is not up, so I have no idea how far it is to our next destination. Which makes it much more like traveling Route 66 would have been. Except that if you were using actual maps, then it seems likely that you would have paid more attention than I typically do. Just saying. And I have no idea what the speed limit is either. I guess we're going to do it at 55. How about that? Hackberry, 5 miles. And our next stop, I think, is going to be at the Hackberry General Store. Maybe we'll have a signal back by the time we get there. But I guess it's all part of the adventure, huh, guys? Hackberry General Store here. Look at the blue car. I don't know what that is. I want to say Packard, but I'm not sure about that. Chevrolet. But just look at it. It's Hackberry. I think we're going to put another sticker up. What do you think, guys? I think that's a good idea. There we go. Well, there we go. 2 stickers in 20 minutes. Let's go take a look inside. Stadium blankets. $40. I'm actually very happy that I don't have room for stuff. It really pretty much removes all of the temptation for me. See the Indian with his cigars? I used to have one that looked very similar to that, but mine was only about as tall as this guy's cigars. And I don't understand selling of license plates. I mean, you know, they just look like license plates. They don't look like anything special to me. Kit, what are you doing? Oh, that's what you're doing. They always have to seek each other out. Can't decide. It's hard to decide. Can you say thanks for the very brief play date, Kit? Very brief play date? Uh-huh. Lots of signal, so basically we're just motoring along. And we'll figure out as we go where we're going to stop. Just like in the olden days. Look at that beautiful vista, though. Isn't that pretty? Just look at it. And that's the kind of place on the right that people would have pulled over and camped in the 30s. Just looking for a place to spend the night. So we got a filling station here on the right. It appeared to be just a display, not open for business. 19 miles to Beach Springs. I think that's our next actual stop. Unless we see something else along the way. Look at these beautiful rock formations. Alright, that's super cool. Isn't that nifty? Mile 84. Look at that big sill up on top to our right there. That's cool. And then ranging off into the distance on the right. And that's kind of very different geology than these jumbled rocks over here on the left. There's another train. That's another one of those things to consider is, you know, the rail followed the wagon roads, and then the wagon roads became the car roads. And we had the whole Manifest Destiny westward expansion thing going on. Now you can see that we're basically in some mostly grasslands, kind of high desert area. Let's see what we got when we top this hill. We're still about 4 miles away from Peach Springs. Welcome to Peach Springs. Speed limit 35. We're going to stop up here at the Peach Springs Trading Post. Looks like I can park on this side.
In 600 feet, your destination will be on the left.
Good job, kid. Good job.
Your destination is on the left.
Says it's open. Doesn't say you can't park here. Let me make sure I'm not overhanging the driveway behind me. All right, here come a couple of bikies. We're gonna cross the street and walk down the road a little bit. But I see traffic coming now, so we gotta wait a moment. We'll wait for this guy who's not waiting for us. Thank you. So this is the original trading post, which says game and fish. But look at the rock construction. That's very cool. We got a whole rock building over here. Hotel. We passed through one town that reminded me, it wasn't even a town. Most of the buildings were all closed up. But there were a couple of hotels. Oh, there's some kind of memorial. I guess we'll go check that out on our way back. Couple of gas stations, and I don't remember what it was called, but it reminded me of what Route 66 very likely looked like back in its heyday, including up through the 60s at that point. Heaven doesn't need another angel. I wonder what that means. That's the post office. And it makes me wonder if the trading post is still a trading post or if it is just now Fish and Game. Check out the gas station and the Hualapai market. Gas is only $4.88 here. That's kind of good. All right, I think we're going to go ahead and cross. We're going to wait for these vans. And this bicycle. Got windy again all of a sudden. I guess this is a veterans memorial. I see Coast Guard and Air Force. There's another view of the Trading Post building. All gave some gave all. Dedicated to the Hualapai men and women who served their country in times of war and peace. Very cool. Loyalty, resilience, brave, teamwork, daring, duty, spirit. So yeah, we got all the armed forces represented here. Very cool. Kind of all of a sudden it got pretty windy again. So that's kind of unpleasant. We did not actually go into the trading post.
37 miles.
We did walk up and down the street a little bit, checked out the gas station over here, and the Veterans Memorial just behind us. Oh, and there's their Route 66 park. They got a standard looking motel there. So I think our next stop is going to be in Seligman. And see what we can see there. And then I've got at least one stop in Ash Fork. And then I've got 3 possible places to camp tonight between Ash Fork and Prescott. So hopefully one of those works out. "36 miles to Seligman." If you don't know, whose signs these are, you haven't driven very far. Burma-Shave. So, back in the day, and I'm going to say this was probably 40s and 50s, into the 60s maybe, Burma-Shave figured out to put rhyming couplets, basically, on signboards along the roadside, and often they would be painted on barn roofs to advertise Burma-Shave, which I think is shaving cream, although I'm not 100% sure of that anymore. But there was a kind of recreation of that we just went past. We got about 16 miles to Seligman. It's 2:20 in the afternoon. So I think this is going to turn into a longish day. But depending on where I find a camp tonight, I might stay for 2 nights and recoup. And then get into Prescott on Tuesday. That's what I'm thinking. We'll see. Slow down, Pa. Sakes alive. I missed signs. 4 and 5. Burma-Shave. Welcome to Seligman, birthplace of historic Route 66. There's the famous Roadkill Cafe on the left there. And the Route 66 Motel.
In half a mile, turn right onto Main Street.
Unless I see something else engaging, we may not stop here. Hualapai Motel. That's pretty old school.
Turn right onto Main Street. Then you'll turn right.
Got all the old cars and stuff. And the copper cart is pretty famous. Oops.
Head toward Floyd Street, then turn right onto Floyd Street. Turn right onto Floyd Street. Then at the next stop sign, you'll turn right.
Hang on a second, I need to... Okay, I feel like I've seen enough kitsch for today.
In a quarter mile, take a slight right onto historic Route 66.
So we're going to continue on to Ashford. And Google just notified me that the Route 66 Museum, which I thought we were going to see there, is closed today. Oops.
Take a slight right onto historic Route 66.
If we continue straight, that would take us to Route 40. But I want to do as much of the Route 66 alignment as we can. Although in short, remember, kiddo, they don't pay you. They pay your widow. Burma-Shave. Good one. So we got about 22 miles to Ashford. And then from there, we're looking for camp. We're going to get off here at Ashford. We're not going to be
Take
able
exit 144.
to go to the museum today because it's closed. Oh, but I guess I could look for a place to stay around here, maybe. Just spend the night here, do the museum in the morning, and then move on. That might be a good idea. Let's go, we'll go take a look at the museum and see if we want to stay here or not.
At the next stop sign, turn left. At the stop sign, turn left onto Old Highway 66.
We are only 72 miles from the Grand Canyon. That's kind of shocking. And after Ash Fork, we will be saying goodbye to Route 66 for a little bit, because we're going to go down to Prescott And we're going to see Camp Verde and I forget what else is down there, but several national park sites.
In a quarter mile, turn right.
Welcome to Ashfork. Elevation 5144, founded in 1882. And we got a big pile of rock over here on the left and sorted rock on the right. Canyon's Edge Motel.
Turn right. Then your destination will be on the left.
Okay. Here's our museum. Oops, that's a big bump. Down in there. All right, I'm gonna just park here for a few minutes and figure out what we're gonna do next. There's your mural. I'm gonna say that we have seen pretty much everything we need to see in Ashfork. But the first spot that I picked out is only 10 minutes away. So if I change my mind, we can come back. It won't be that big a deal. It's a free museum. Not today. So Ashfork seems to be famous for collecting pieces of stone.
In a quarter mile, turn left on I-40 East Branch.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Google really likes to use freeways. And I'm going to let it do it because my goal was to hit a place where I can camp, maybe stay for 2 nights. But I'm also getting really hungry, even though it's only 20 after 3. I normally eat around 4 o'clock.
Turn left on I-40 East Branch.
And I've got a salad pretty much ready to go. Might be able to take the frontage road, but I'm not going to take a chance on it.
In a quarter mile, merge at
Hopefully there's a sign that tells us how far we are from Prescott, because I'm not real sure about that. But based on the fact that we only have like 7 miles to our
State Highway 89 South.
next location, we're not going to be all that far from Prescott. And I'm not going to be pedantic. I'm not going to be a stickler for hitting every single bit of Route 66, like when we go visit the other national park sites down this way. We're probably going to cut off 51 miles to Prescott. Oh, we're probably going to cut off part of that in our return to Route 66. But we'll see. Alright, we got 6.7 miles. Somebody is already up there in the spot that I thought I was going to be in. So perhaps I will have to go up a little bit further. But basically you can camp anywhere within 30 feet of the road here. Not much in the way of signal. I'm probably going to have to get Starlink out.
Your destination is on the right.
Yeah, that's the spot I was planning to be in. So I'm gonna look and see what the road looks like further ahead, because I don't want to find myself in a position where I won't be able to turn around. Although I see I see another rig up there, but let me check this out. All right, we're gonna go take a look. It looks like there are plenty of places to pull off. And we'll just keep an eye on what condition the road gets. We've got 2 bars of LTE right here, so I'm probably going to have to rely on Starlink if I want to get any uploading done. And I think that Class A is in the next spot that I was hoping to be in. And I see a shuttle bus further up there. What do you think about this? Let's see if we can get level here. Oh, I'm kind of facing the wrong way for the sun though, I think. All right, let me work on figuring this out. And this might be where we're staying, but we'll see.